Wait a minute.
Just a bit outside. Just a bit outside. Why does it keep? How do I keep hearing that?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It won't even let me go live. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in to the New York Giants Full Access True Big Blue podcast.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
And we are live.
Full access to Big Blue.
Hold on. Is that you?
We live. I had to mute it. I was watching it in the background.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. What's going on, y'all? Hey, we gonna kick the intro and we're gonna talk about the New York Giants offseason where they say we failed during the offseason. So
Hell no.
sorry for the delay, but let's get into it.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access with Big Pat Sports Talk, where you get the latest and realest Giants news and content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Want to talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk and become an official Big Blue Crew member? Hit the join button in the description. Wanna look fly is some Big Pat Sports Talk merch? Head over to the Big Pat Sports Shop and grab you some gear. The link is in the description.
New York Giants, full access, all Giants, all the time. All right, Giants fans. New York Giants Full Access is now live. Enjoy the show.
All right. Welcome. 2/3 of the Big Blue Crew co-founders here tonight. New York Giants Full Access. Shout out to Joe, Classified 3F with Joe. You know, he's working back to get back to his Joe self. But this offseason, people are saying that it was a failure for the New York Giants as far as the moves that we made. The free agents that we picked up, the draft picks that we got. So I want to talk about that a little bit tonight. What's going on, chat? Elbert, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. And yes, Leonard Marshall deserves to be in the Ring of Honor for sure. Shin Ai. Oh, yeah. What's going on, bro? Good to see you as well. A-Trax, what's going on? Tommy. What's going on, Tommy? Guy, Allegretto. Good to see you. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says the football Giants have had an amazing, outstanding offseason. They got 11 million more to work with. Yes, we do. Iman Perry, what's going on, Iman? Daniel Berry Sports, what's going on? Iman
Gentlemen.
Perry on Lose Channel, what's going on, gentlemen? Thank you guys for tuning in. So,
Albert Burley. Sorry.
Oh no, you good. So let's go over some of the moves that we've made during this off season. The reason why. Let's try to find out reasons why they say we were a failure. Yeet.
Yeet.
Okay. During free agent period, during the off season, El Capitan was going on. We
Rafael.
signed. We lost Xavier McKinney to the Packers, and we lost Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. That's one of the major reasons why they said we failed this off season. Then we signed what, 6 offensive linemen during the off season, Lou? I believe so. 6 offensive linemen.
Yes, sir.
Um, we drafted Malik Neighbors. We drafted Tyler Nubin, Andrew Phillips. We drafted I always forget that guy's name from UCLA. Um, that we drafted a linebacker from UCLA. Who else did we draft? Man, I'm forgetting somebody.
Theo Johnson, the tight end.
Yeah,
Tyrone
Theo
Tracy, the
Johnson.
running back.
Yeah, Tyrone Tracy, the running back.
The
So,
safety, Tyler Nugent.
mhm,
Of course, my favorite, Malik Neighbors.
right,
Um, who else? Drew Phillips, the cornerback.
right.
We only had 6 picks. Who else
Yeah,
did we?
those are the guys we had, and then we got Brian Burns in the trade, which we didn't give up much in the trade.
No, that was a
Mhm.
fleecing.
Yeah, and so those are the moves, and we basically they saying we brought Daniel Jones back. We didn't draft a quarterback at the number 6 spot. So those are some of the really the moves that we made this off season. Now let's talk about the losses that we had in Saquon Barkley and Xavier McKinney.
Well,
So
that was a loss. That was a loss in the cap hit, is what we took. We took a loss in financial responsibility and obligation to 2 guys who, quite frankly, had become a liability. I love Saquon Barkley. I have 3 of his jerseys. Think he's a phenomenal player. But on this team, with the deficiencies that we had at the offensive line, with the cap hell that we were in when Shane took over, and everything else going on, not having a full identity, not knowing what kind of scheme we were going to run. It was too many variables to keep a guy like Saquon Barkley with the money that he was asking for. And McKinney, made dumb decisions that cost us a potential playoff spot. So, you know, they're liabilities from a business sense. Are they good guys? I'm sure. Yes. I don't know them personally, but I mean, they've carried themselves in a manner that was respectable in the amount of time that they was New York Giants. But from a business standpoint, you are now a liability. Saquon, you can't stay healthy. We can't protect you because our line is suspect. So what's the point of giving you all this money and you get hurt and then we done got all this guaranteed money and you sitting on the bench like a cheerleader? So sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's just
oh
what I
no,
was.
you good. I mean that's what we do. We talk. So let me get into this comment and everything. Honey Badger, what's going on, Honey Badger? Good to see you. Christopher Tony, good to see you.
He said he'll be there
Hey,
November 3rd. So I'm gonna hold you to
who?
that, Jose. Honey Badger. He said he was
Honey,
coming out.
hey, you coming, Honey Badger? Okay, that's what's up. Um, Nerd Cage, what's going on, Nerd Cage? Uh, now we got Tommy. He says Brasillo Bowen,
He
Burns, Neighbors, Runyon, Elu, Singletary, great pickups. Just seen NFL Live, Lane Johnson, offensive lineman Shiegels was talking about Barkley. He talked more about the golfing they do than anything else. I mean, it is what
Christopher
it is.
Tony. You may get your wish because the word coming out of camp is that he's still nursing that ankle injury and he hasn't done any one-on-ones or anything like that. So he might not be the starting right tackle. You may get your wish, Mr. Christopher Tony.
Yeah, he may get his wish.
And that was coming from John Smilk himself on the Shakedown podcast last night.
All right. But that Kevin Donches, what's going on? Good to see you, bro. He said Saquon was on the way to 1,000-yard rusher season if he never got hurt. But that's the thing. He continues to get hurt. You see what I'm saying? And so I believe Lou is right. He was a liability in some aspects of the game. Coach Dave, he says you can't let Saquon Xavier go for nothing when you were 2-8 and the trade deadline and could have traded them. I think it was Mara's call, but it still goes on Joe's report card. Listen, we're going to get 2 third-round picks for those guys because they signed high contracts for their positions, and we didn't bring anybody in that had the same amount of a contract because you can't count Brian Burns because he was a trade. So we are getting compensation from those guys. So get your facts straight. Iman says, I think we replaced them well. I think we did too. Ghost Dog, what's going on? Christopher Tony, he says, Big Lou, I just want Dayball to solidify the line and have Illuminor at right tackle, not the left guard position, and get the secondary straight. I believe that's what Lou was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm. That's the comment I was addressing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Barkley wanted that boy NYG his Nets ransom like they got for Bridges. Nah, he wasn't gonna get a ransom from us. He says, I'm trying to be, Ghost Dog, hopefully you can be there for the block party, Ghost Dog, for real.
Yeah, man. Would love to kick it with y'all live. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody see how the Big Blue Crew pull up to your city, have fun, show love, go live. You know what I'm saying? We real people. We not some dudes behind the camera that's scared to get out there and be with our peoples. I'm from the block. It ain't nothing for me to go back to the block. And I love it.
We get those picks next year during the draft, Coach Dave. Like I said, look it up. So basically we let those guys walk to bring in light-skinned Jermaine, Runyon, a couple of more backup linemen, and Brian Burns. Now, Lou, I'm gonna ask you this: do you think that we got a fair trade as far as losing McKinney and Barkley and picking up those guys to solidify the offensive line and defensive line? What do you think about that?
A fair trade in what sense? As far as the guys that we picked up by alleviating that money?
Yeah.
When you can afford to get 6 linemen,
Add Devin Singletary to that too.
you know, when your line has played as bad as it's played, when you can afford to get 6 guys in there to create competition, that way you can weed out the weak and get the best possible line, I think it was worth it. Because at the end of the day, what are you doing investing all this money to a running back that you can't block for?
That's what I don't get. That's what I
And
don't
don't get
get.
me wrong, I love Saquon Barkley as long as he was a New York Giant. But if you can't block for the man, what are we paying him for? To get hurt?
Because that's basically what we're doing. He got hurt every year. Somebody just said it in the chat. Oh, if he didn't get hurt, he would have had 1,000 yards. I mean, but you kill everybody else on the team that gets hurt. So what's the difference with Saquon Barkley? And I'm gonna say this: people in the chat, people on Twitter might not like it. When it came out to close out games, Saquon Barkley failed most of the time. Even in 2022, the Jaguars game, he kept running out of bounds. The Jets game, didn't he what game did he fumble and almost cost us the game? It was the Packers game, and I think he fumbled against Washington the first game. Like, when it came to closing out games, he got hurt or he did something crazy. It was kind of crazy. Not saying that he was the reason why we lost some games, but when it came, like, when we needed him to close out the game, more times than not, he didn't do it for us. So would you rather have the revamped offensive line that we have or Saquon Barkley?
The revamped offensive line, because now that's going to create some time for us to get our passing game together, which should help with the run and vice versa, whichever way you want to call it out first. They complement each other. So now if you have some semblance of a blocking O-line, now you can actually get your offense into rhythm.
Yeah, it was like when the game came down for Barkley to make that play, a lot of the times he didn't do it. What's going on, Miss Trina?
Because of blocking, of course, but the other part
Yeah,
was him. Yeah. So I mean, and the play calling. I mean, it was varying factors that caused us to stink, but I mean, they all got to take a hand in it because we're all part of the same team. So
facts. Alfred, what's going on, Alfred? Um, Kevin Doncic say Saquon was also getting 25 plus carries a game where we were dependent on him more than Daniel Jones. But down the stretch, he wasn't getting 25 plus carries a game. He was only getting like 14 or 13 down the stretch that 2022 season. And then when Daniel Jones went down, shouldn't Saquon Barkley had a better season than he did the year with Daniel Jones when he was healthy, since he was the whole team? Why didn't he reach 1,000 yards last year? You see what I'm saying? Why didn't he have an all-pro season again when Daniel Jones went down? If he's the whole offense, it shouldn't matter. He should get his numbers regardless. Because people were saying in 2022 he got his numbers in spite of DJ, which is a total lie. Because when they're both on the field at the same time, they're both a threat. No matter if you like Daniel Jones or not, that RPO game with him and Barkley is deadly. Because you don't know which one can carry the ball. So when Tyrod Taylor came in and played so much better, and Tommy DeVito came in and played so much better, why didn't Barkley numbers go skyrocket? Can somebody explain that to me? Why did he have almost 500 less yards? What happened? He's the whole offense.
Pat Tudo says, Pat, who lied, mate? What's going on, Tudo? My
Tudo.
mother.
What's going on, Tudo?
Hey, I'm about to catch you, Tudo. I'm getting back on my shit. I'm about to catch you, bro.
Also, Emma Perry says Daniel Jones carried the ball more in the second half of the 2022 season, 700 plus. Yeah, Daniel Jones did have to carry the load as far as running. And believe it or not, when it came to running the ball and getting first downs, Daniel Jones actually had more first downs than Barkley in 2022. Yeah, it's another thing, Nerd Cage, not to keep harping on Barkley, but we were at the 1 yard line twice in that Buffalo Bills game. Why did this just didn't hand the ball off to Barkley, get the touchdown? Why were we so bad?
The preacher can't have a new car.
Right.
Why come they can't?
Why are we so bad on 3rd and 1 and 3rd and short situations? Why can't Barkley pick those up if he's the whole team? These are questions that have to be answered. Like, I don't care about the name of the player. I don't care about how great the player is. We all know that our offensive line has been dog doo-doo for the past 10 years.
12 years.
I would rather have an offensive line than Barkley. I'm sorry. Hey, Tudo.
Horrible offensive line play. 12 years.
Tudo with the $4.99 super chat for Big Lou. He says salutes and respect. LRG Nation.
Boricua.
Bronx,
Salem, little people, and all Big Blue Crew fam and crew in the building. Greetings from me and my mates back home, Italy. Oh, okay. So y'all not in Ireland no more.
All right, okay. Cool. Good Appreciate to hear that, man. Doncic says, I think because defense has found out how to stop the Giants. You stop Saquon and make Daniel Jones throw. That's one of the laziest takes I've ever seen in my life.
That's any football team. You stop the running back, you force them to throw.
But people act like Daniel Jones just can't throw the ball to save his life. Like, that's crazy to me. Because when people got open, he hit them.
Passers in the game. But yeah. Okay.
When people got open, he hit them.
Pause.
Yeah, I mean, if Daniel Jones was that bad of a passer, do you even think he would be in the NFL? If he can't throw the ball deep, he can't throw the ball to the outside, he can't complete passes in the middle of the field, he can't complete a curl, he can't complete a slant, he can't complete a dig, he can't complete anything. Oh, if it was like that, why the receivers weren't going crazy? Why weren't the receivers throwing their hands in the air at him and complaining at him during the game, like how AJ Brown does with Jalen Hurts when he's not getting the ball? Why weren't the receivers doing that? If he was just throwing the ball crazy, why didn't he throw more interceptions? He threw 6 interceptions last year, and 3 of them were tipped off receivers' hands. And the 4th one was hit at the line of scrimmage when he was getting hit because Evan Neal blocked Darren Waller. Didn't even block the guy. He blocked his own guy. Like, make that make sense to me. Champ, what's going on? He says, woo, Big Blue Crew, please make it make sense. The Trevor Lawrence contract and no complaints. But with DJ, it's the end of the world. They basically have the same stats, but Trevor Lawrence had a better O-line. Woo, and better weapons as well. Thank you for putting the links in the chat, Tudo. He says, Big Boss Lou, please turn your cam back on and let us see what you're eating, boss.
I'm not eating. I'm smoking a cigarette, bro. You be snitching on me on the low, too, though, when you do that shit. I don't be eating, bro. I'm smoking.
He says,
you be ratting me out.
He said, Pat, let's not to talk behind dead people, boss. F all Eagles and skunk Barkley. Let's move forward with positive attitude, mate. I mean, yeah, but the show says that. Yeah, the show says that we failed the offseason because we let go of Saquon Barkley, we let go of Xavier McKinney, and basically we brought Daniel Jones back. That's why we lost the offseason. People don't like the Devin Singletary signing because you want to compare him to Saquon Barkley, although they had similar stats last year. Nobody wants to bring that up. You don't like the signing of Runyon. They say he can't run block. You don't like Illuminor because
Barkley, so that's not an issue. We're going to be passing.
Right. Right. That's why they brought him here. All right, let me say this. It's Boricua.
Yeah. Just remember the Big Pun song.
Boricua. Boricua. Okay. Big Man Holland, thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. He says, we failed to get a power back. Yeah, you can say that. But I think Tyrone Tracy is going to be a lot better than what people think. Mark Stewart, thank you for tuning in. What's going on, bro? Yeah, Boricua. There you go. Ghost Dog, what's going on?
I look forward to meeting you at the block party, Ghost Dog.
Yeah.
Said dry snitching.
Right. Yeah, so I just want to see where they're getting at that we failed. What was the failure in picking Malik Neighbors?
None.
Like what I'm trying to think where they would think the failure is and get Malik Neighbors at 6. Is he a failure because Daniel Jones is on the team? Because that's the only thing I can think of. But if you say that's a failure, you just don't have no vision. Even if Daniel Jones turns out to be as bad as advertised, we got Malik Neighbors here for the next quarterback.
Right. But that, that makes too much sense. So they got to complain about it. Because God forbid we should make sense here.
Where was the failure in trading for Brian Burns when in the mid-season last year he was being traded? They say that his value was 2 first-round picks, or at least a first-round pick, and we get him for a 3rd. Oh, wait a minute. It's a failure because we paid him money. It's a failure because we gave him $30 million a year, which that's the average for a top edge rusher in the league. Yeah, Nerd Cage. I actually put the link in the chat for you if you want to come on for a second.
J. St. G.
Ain't seen you in a while. I need to hear from you. Make sure you're all right, brother. Um, Go to Tudo real quick. Tudo says, Big Boss Pat, don't worry about half-ass moron Barkley. His wheels about to fall off when he'll meet Mr. Brian Burns when he's about to use the only technique he know, turn it to the outside balls. Yeah, he turns to the outside a lot. He did do that a lot. Like he didn't hit the hole a lot of times. Pause.
Pause.
Yeah, I beat you.
Come on, we said that at the same time. Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi now. See?
Oh man, I get you a 2-liter.
I'm old.
Ghost Dog says, as long as DJ on this team, any and every move to make this team will be looked as a failure for some of these fans. That's a fact. Because if we like, who did you want us to take besides Malik Neighbors? Did you want us to reach for Michael Penix or JJ McCarthy, who's struggling over there with the Vikings right now? They're saying he struggled throughout camp, and we all knew that he really wasn't ready to be a starter immediately. That's why Sam Darnold will be starting week 1 against us. Hey, Andrew, if you want to come on, the link is in the chat, bro. Pause.
Pause.
Yeah, that Tudo be killing me with that moron Barkley.
Moron Mary.
Yeah. Hey, Ghost Dogs. Oh, he already said that. He said JJ isn't just not ready. He just ain't good. Man, that's crazy.
That's factual though.
Yeah. Sam Darnold will be seeing Ghost again week 1. Yes, he will. And we beat the Vikings week 1. Go ahead and beat the Commandos week 2. Get off to a very good start to the season. Would the New York Giants ever go back to using fullbacks again? Hell, would the NFL go back to using fullbacks again?
Shit, they don't even want to pay the running backs. You think they want to pay the guy
fullback? Right. Okay, Andrew, thank you for tuning in.
Appreciate the support, my brother.
Yeah, Hanaski. Yeah, we remember Hanaski.
Madison Hedgecock.
Mm-hmm. Remember all those guys. He said Pam Darnold. But yeah, that's considered a failure. The Brian Burns move, I guess we paid him too much money. One of the main things they say that's a failure is our secondary. As you know, Deontay Banks will be in his second year. Cordell Flott more than likely will be CB2 going into his third year. Andrew Phillips may be the starter as a rookie at slot corner. Newbin will be a starter as a rookie at the free safety position. Pinnock, strong safety. Dane Belton, Darnay Holmes. We got some guys out there. So I want your honest opinion about this secondary, Lou.
Oh man, I'm fired up about the secondary. I don't see what all the fuss is about. People crying and moaning and groaning because, to be honest with you, we have one of the best front seven, hands down, in the league right now. Okay, which will create a good situation for our secondary, because if our front four can create enough pressure to put the quarterback under duress, then the cornerbacks only have to stick with them for a very short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that's only going to make our cornerbacks excel and get better faster and be able to jump on the ball and get interceptions. So I don't see what all the fuss is about. I think that we have a good young group of guys at the cornerback position, and it only goes up from here.
Yeah, that's a fact. I believe the same way. I believe this defense is going to be based off getting pressure with the front four. That's why we brought in the Brian Burns. That's why we're able to have Ojulari come off the bench for us now, which will be absolute dynamite if Ojulari can be healthy. Because now if you have a guy like Ojulari who averages damn near a sack a game when he's healthy, and now he doesn't have to have all that pressure on him. He can come in and basically pinch hit for this defensive line, hell, we might have
Simmons as the fourth edge rusher to come in and
Mhm.
relieve. You know what I'm saying? And get him just edge rushing. I don't want him doing nothing else. Just put him at edge rusher. Let Ojulari and Simmons be the backups to Thibodeau and Burns. So when they come off the bench, they still getting pressure from Ojulari and Simmons. You know, they come in and get a Gatorade break, take 2-3 minutes, get a breath. Ojulari and Simmons can still create pressure. Thibodeau and Burns can come back, and you don't want to sub them out at the same time, obviously. But I'm just saying, you know, you can mix and match and still create pressure with your front four. That would be the ideal situation. If they start using Simmons in specifically in a edge rusher capacity, I think that would be the best bet.
Facts. And I do believe they're gonna use Simmons in that money backer role, like how Deion Buchanan was used back in the day, which I ain't mad at. But I do want them to find an actual position for Simmons, man, because he's one of those guys that he doesn't have a position and it hurts him. So I think that he needs to find out where he wants to be and just work at that instead of trying to be this Swiss Army knife where they try to play him at safety, play him at linebacker, play him at edge, play him here, play him there, play him slot corner. It's like he could play all those spots, but he's not great at any one of those spots. And that's what I want him to work on. Just be very good at one position. Because I'll be honest with you, Nerd Cage, what's going on? Oh, he got the full beard back.
Hey, how you gents doing?
What's going on, man?
It's going. It feels good to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me on the show. I love, even though I come from Nerd Cage Live, I have the itch to talk sports and talk my New York Giants with my dudes.
All right, so
there you go.
So let's talk, man. As you know, the theme of this show, they say the New York Giants have failed this offseason. Give me do you believe that? And if you do, give me reasons why. And if you don't, give me reasons why. Give you the floor for a little bit. Talk to us.
Okay. I'm right off the bat, no, but I feel like we're a work in progress. We're still building. We're a work in progress. I think it's unfair to say succeed or fail. We're not, we're trying to improve. We haven't succeeded yet because we're still trying to improve. It's an unfair narrative. That's how I look at it.
YG.
Hey, hop on if you can, bro. Pause. Go ahead, Narcage.
Well, the thing I just posted in the comments before I got in here was I'm really excited for Hard Knocks, all right, because I'm hoping that's going to open up people's eyes a little bit about the people, the narrative, the false narrative, and the people that hate us. What I really want to see in Fist Vegas put it in his video.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but they don't hate us. They hate Daniel Jones. You forget Daniel Jones is the reason the Knicks lost the playoffs, according to the Giants fans. Like it's crazy.
But I really want to see that phone call between Barkley's people or whoever it was, Barkley's people and Joe Shane. That's what I want to see really bad next week on the Hard Knocks Giants show.
What's good, YG? They're not gonna show that particular conversation, brother.
Oh, they probably
see that too. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall in that room, but yeah, I doubt they give us that little tidbit of information.
You never know.
Joe Shane likes to play a lot of stuff close to the vest, so
I don't know, Lou. You never know, man. They might put that out there because remember when Barkley left, he said a lot of things. Oh, they never gave me a contract. Oh, they pretty much saying they disrespected him. And I don't know, man. I think the Giants might put that out there.
I think they will.
PR.
I think they should. I think they should.
Hope we disrespect him when we play him. I hope we disrespect the shit out of his stats.
I hope we knock his helmet off. But go ahead, Nerdcase. Finish what you were saying.
Well, again, I'm excited for Hard Knocks next week. That's one thing I want to see. The media did give us some praise today, though. They're talking about how Carolina effed up the trade with us.
Oh, yeah, that's obvious.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just funny how, like, everyone's, that's actually one thing they're praising us for is, like, hey, we won that trade, and they said, like, well, what would they think in getting rid of Brian Burns like that?
Listen, the same people who hired that guy to coach a few years back. Oh my God. Everybody
Oh,
wanted
you
us.
talking about that dude from Baylor? Yeah.
Everybody wanted us to get him. They was like, "Oh, the Giants need to get this guy." I was like, "No,
Matt Rule or something like that. I think that's his name.
no." Yeah. Then the Panthers got him, and then look. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Right.
No thanks.
When the Panthers that had the #1 pick 2 years in a row, it just went to the Bears this year because they traded with the Bears. But I don't know, man. I don't know why it doesn't matter if we could have signed Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Reggie White, Lawrence Taylor back, and they still would have said we failed. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, just think of it this way. So, I speak for all Giants fans that we, whenever the media's really down on us, in the offseason, usually we have
when we win. Yep.
Yes. Look at 2007 and 2011. They were picking us to be last in the division both of those years. So
shit, they didn't like Phil Simms neither.
Yeah.
Sure
Well,
do.
I was too young. I'm 37, so I'm I was a little young.
He's the same age as me, but
Yeah,
I
well,
go
yeah,
back in history.
I don't remember.
The hell with both of you whippersnappers.
Well, I'm just saying,
yeah.
like I
Was
was
that
watching.
Beethoven?
I didn't know that much about football during that time.
And Nurkic got Beethoven in his room. Is
Yeah,
that a Saint Bernard? Man,
sure.
you don't.
Hey, where's his jug of whiskey? He's supposed to have a jug of whiskey
He
right
does.
here.
He's got a barrel. He's got a barrel. He's got a Giants jersey and a barrel.
Okay.
But it's
Yeah.
obviously it's so hot right now. I'm not gonna put that on him.
Yeah, you don't get to see Saint Bernards that much out here.
Yeah,
That's a dope dog. I love Saint Bernards.
Thank you. Yeah, it's Beethoven. That's why I wanted one.
Hell no, I ain't no 47 Iman. Okay. You got jokes. Andrew says to pass y'all bedtime. All right.
I work overnights. I don't sleep at night. I have the night off. Tonight's a rare night. I have nothing
So they
going on.
got old man jokes, huh?
Right.
Oh, that Fist Vegas. I was saying that Fist Vegas posted in his video today that he wants to see that conversation between Shane and Barkley. I'm just saying he put that in his video today.
Yeah, everybody wants to see that conversation.
Yeah.
And by the little snippet, it looks like Barkley's side was the one that was lying. But hey, it is what it is. NYG, what you got going on, bro? You know the theme
What's
is
good, man?
Yeah, the theme is it said we failed the offseason as far as all our offseason moves. Knowing that the moves that we made, do you think we failed or what you think? Talk to him while I take a smoke break real quick.
I don't think we failed. I think of course that's just media perception because they're always going to, try to paint the Giants in a bad light. I think the Giants did the best that they could, especially with the Brian Burns trade. Of course, one of the biggest things that we've been missing, that's been a part of Giants football since I've been watching it, is the pass rush, and they're bringing that back. So I think that's one of the number one things that was a focus for Shane and them, and I'm sure they're gonna show some things on the show about how they pursue Brian Burns. And as far as the draft, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get out the draft because they haven't stepped on the field as of yet. But, hey, look, you got arguably the best, some people were saying the best wide receiver, even over Marvin Harrison. I don't think that's the case, but he definitely is one. He's definitely one right up there. You know what I mean? So you arguably got the best safety in the draft in Tyler Nubin. And you got arguably one of the top 2 or 3 nickel corners in Andrew Phillips. And you have a promising tight end who can eventually replace one Darren Waller and Theo Johnson. So the draft, just with those first 4 picks, should be pretty good. And so then the thing they're gonna harp on is the quarterback, and I'll say this: if
DJ comeback player of the year,
if
baby.
if Daniel Jones is has is not motivated for this season to do well, then he ain't
never
it.
motivated. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, then he's never going to be that guy because all the venom that's coming that dude's way. I mean, he should be primed for a good season this year, especially with the weapons that they got, especially considering the upgrades, hopefully on the offensive line. So again, how did they fail? How did the Giants fail? That needs to be the real question.
They didn't. And my point is this: when this question was even presented, I was like, I wanted to just speak, but is Pat hosting tonight, so I had to wait. But seriously, it feels like one of them Super Bowl years. It feels like one of them miracle seasons in the making again. Because if you think about it, with just the defensive arrangement now, going back to a four-man rush, four-man pressure, you add a guy like Brian Burns, right? Hopefully they turn Simmons into a pure pass rusher, edge rusher, right?
4-3.
Then you can substitute Thibodeau, and Simmons, Ojolari, and Burns, and still create pressure with your front four, which will make this DB group be able to jump on the ball. You know what I mean? Get a lot more interceptions, put our turnover differential in a good bracket, and get us the ball more often with what the receivers that we have now with Neighbors, Hyatt, Robinson, you know, and Theo Johnson and Bellinger. And the running back that was a former wide receiver, so we know he can catch out of the backfield. That gives Daniel Jones so many more options to dump the ball off to, even if he's just check down king for the first couple weeks until you get things going. You know, that will create a high pass percentage, high completion percentage. It will get him more comfortable. The line will have time to gel. And I think we're about to see the greatest show on turf, Big Blue edition. Like, for real. It's 11-6 for real this year, all in.
I want to add to what NYEG just said that there was a picture posted today. DJ's out there in North Carolina with all his receivers, all of them, all of them. So if Daniel Jones is hated that much by his teammates, and that and that this guy's not a leader, then why is this dude with all his receivers in his hometown trying to prepare for training camp?
No dinner,
trying to get better. You don't see Dak Prescott doing that.
I didn't have no dinner.
Absolutely not. That's a good point.
By the way, Dak Prescott needs to take off that Yankees jersey. We don't claim Yankees fans don't claim Dak Prescott, fucker.
Oh, Dak Prescott's trying to be a Yankee fan. I missed that one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to speak on that on my next show.
Yankees jersey, it pissed me
That's
off.
disgusting.
Like, stay down there, dude. We don't want you. We don't claim
Prince
you.
Castro says, personally, I think this could be our best offseason in a while. Drew says, remember, we got the Saints running back coach now, too. He isn't afraid to have the running game become the passing game.
Yeah,
right.
Kamara.
Giants are built for world championship. You already. Brasilia will make lemonade with lemons. Neighbors, Hyatt, Robinson will all have good years. If Slayton stays, it may be his best year. Neal will be ready for the season for sure. Tudo says 11-6 coming season, and we say forget about it. Don't see a lot of QBs doing that. Dak need to stop with the Yankee work. Bookend says every player that played with DJ like him and respect him. Yeah, same thing with Eli. When the media was crucifying Eli, everybody on his team had his back. That's why when they asked him if he was elite, and he said yeah, the locker room went crazy because it was like, yes, finally he says something because he's so calm and even keel, and never said nothing, never showed no passion. That was like a defining moment for the rest of the guys.
And I thought about that too, though, Lou. With Daniel Jones, because you remember in 2022 you started seeing a little bit of fire from Daniel Jones, a little bit of emotion, a little bit of that, like, yeah, all right, whatever, like, yeah, let's go, let's play, you know what I'm saying? So maybe some of that edge creeping in to Daniel Jones's psyche because I know it is, because he's been getting dogged. Maybe some of that edge creeping into his psyche will definitely help pump up this team, man, because one thing I've noticed about the Giants, and me and Pat have talked about it, we don't have no dogs. We don't have no cats that's just gonna go out there and be that dude. You know what I mean? So I think I think with Neighbors, I think with Newbin, I think with some Bobby Okereke, I think with some of these guys coming in, that's good on the defense, but on the offense, we want to see. I want to see a little more swag from DJ. I want to see a little more from Hyatt. I want to see a little more from that offensive line. Yeah. A little more fight, a little more dog mentality. So hopefully we can get that.
A little more fighting. Saturday, Teofimo Lopez, leather to the face.
Lopez
will beat it.
There you go. Nice.
Real quick, Lou. How do you feel about that loss being expunged from Devin Haney's record? I don't like it.
Listen, his dad manipulating ass has a lot to do with that, and
yes,
boxing is greasy in a lot of areas, and we all know that. As big of a fan as I am of boxing, I am also a big hater of the bullshit that goes on behind the scenes in boxing. But you can erase that 1 and put a 0 there all you want. You can't erase the ass whooping that I saw from my memory. You know what I mean? He got his ass whooped. They changed it to a no contest. But they had to punish Ryan somehow. You failed 2 drug tests for performance enhancing drugs. But rewarding this guy by expunging his loss is not the way to do it.
I agree.
You punish Garcia, you don't reward the guy who got his ass whooped from pillar to post the whole fight. I don't see that making any logical sense. But
Danny Jacobs fighting next weekend.
Huh?
Danny Jacobs, Miracle Man's fighting next weekend, so I hope he does well, because I know he's at the tail end of his career, but I want to see him go out on top. So that'll be a good one. Hopefully he beats Shane Mosley Jr., who I personally don't like. So hopefully Danny Jacobs brings a win to New York here. So let's go.
Okay. Hey. Well, let me add to what NYG was saying. He said he wanted to see a little bit more swag and confidence and fire from DJ. And he said we need that dog on the offensive side of the ball. I will say this. I think Malik Neighbors is that guy. Malik Neighbors comes from a pedigree of guys from LSU that receiver U is LSU for like the past 10 years. Mm-hmm. Ever since Odell Beckham and Juice Landry came out, that's about 10 years. 2014 to be exact. So I think Malik Neighbors is that guy. If Malik Neighbors if he's getting the ball to Malik Neighbors is going to bring that swag. He's going to do his dances after getting his first downs. He's going to do his dance when he gets into the end zone. Guess what? That's going to get Hyatt hyped up. That's going to get Wan'Dale Robinson hyped up. And may get people like Theo Johnson hyped up. Singletary, he's a dog. Whether you like him or not, that little guy can go. He can be productive. But I
like the value in that signing.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, with this offensive line, if they can block for him and give him the confidence to know that, hey, I am protected and I can sit here and go through my progressions and get the ball to these lightning fast receivers, I think you will see a little confidence grow from Daniel Jones. Yeah, St. Bernard's that's a huge dog.
130 pounds of fluff.
Oh,
right.
Man.
Yeah, St. Bernard's are dope. But I think you will see a little bit more fire from Daniel Jones. You will never get swag from Daniel Jones.
Yeah. I
never get
get
that
it.
from Daniel
I
Jones.
just want to see a little more what I seen out of 2020. I remember one. I don't know what game it was, but I remember he was like, "Why'd you drop the damn ball?" or something like.
Yeah, that was the Jaguars game. It was catching the damn ball when Johnson.
He's like, that dude.
He was pissed off, and
that's what I need him to be, pissed off.
That lets you know that he had confidence that year. He was like, "Shit, I can get you the ball, catch it."
Right.
See what I'm saying? Like the offensive line was not good at all in 2022, but it wasn't the worst.
No, and here's the thing, right? In regards to that, I don't think it's ever been a lack of confidence with him. he's always had confidence. And even though he's very calm, he don't show a lot of emotion on his face. He's always had a dominating presence in that huddle. You can see it even on TV. He has command of the offense. Like the guys fuck with him. They trust him. You know what I'm saying? It's the fucking O line stunk to high heaven, bro. We all know it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm praying that this revamping of the O line with Runyon and John Michael Smith and Illuminor and our left tackle, who's our anchor, Andrew Thomas. You know, I'm hoping that these guys can come out here and plow the road. You know what I mean? So DJ can go through his progressions, find his guys, and tear these motherfuckers up this year. For real.
Yo, I like what Ghost Dog just said. You all talk about swagger. Ghost Dog saying they need to do that. The Spider-Man meme.
Oh yeah, that's coming. That touchdown celebration, that's in the works.
It's gonna be hilarious, dude. I love it.
I'm pretty sure they'll do it like probably either on Wandell's first touchdown or Malik's neighbor's first touchdown.
The thing about DJ when it comes to confidence, I'm not saying him confident as a player and confident in his abilities. I'm saying the confidence of knowing that I'm protected, the knowing that I can sit here,
the assurance,
and deliver the ball. Because when you have that as a quarterback, you play free. You're not thinking like
faster.
Yeah, you play faster. You play stronger. The thing I'm getting to, you remember in the Colts game,
he's been in
DJ was 0-1 in that Colts game.
Because I was there, Pat. I was in the building. That dude was balling.
Yeah, he was 0-1.
That's after that game is when I said he needed to get a contract extension. After that game, I was like, yo, this dude they need to pay him.
Yeah, even though he didn't have the receivers that could get open consistently and just ball out like a Jamar Chase or Jay Jettas, he had confidence in that game because he knew that his team was behind him, and the offensive line was consistent. They weren't good, but they were consistently letting him get through progressions throughout that season just about. It wasn't like how last season where you say hike and he's getting smacked upside his head as soon as he says hike. It wasn't that.
But you know what changed, Pat? What changed from 2022 to 2023 on the offensive line?
Yeah, Andrew Thomas got hurt.
Andrew Thomas.
Neil
was
the
other
hurt.
guy? Neil.
Bredesen was hurt,
and we had who do we have before though? We had Bredesen, we had that other guy Feliciano.
Yeah, he was gone.
So again, you know,
trash from the day we signed him. I said,
he wasn't trash because he went to the 49ers and actually played well, and I think he played well with the Giants. It's just that he wasn't very good at pass blocking. That's why they ran that type of scheme that they ran. Because they knew they couldn't pass block but for so long. So what Brian Dable and Kafka and them did was they, ran a lot of RPO, a lot of read option with Daniel Jones, and they was able to open up the running game, which the Giants offensive line excelled at, which is why I was so pissed off that they didn't go back to that last year.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm hoping hopefully new coach in place. At the O-line, things.
Hopefully, they can pick up a stunt and a twist.
Yeah, that's true. And let's talk about if the offensive line blocks. If the offensive line blocks, I believe we have too many receivers that can get open. If the offensive line blocks, if he's able to go through his first progression, his second progression, and his third progression.
Hence,
I think we got too many people.
Greatest show on turf, Big Blue Edition.
Like, I don't understand these people who say Daniel Jones can't do anything. Like you've never seen this guy hit people wide open. You've never seen this guy throw good, deep, accurate, deep balls. Like, pause, but you've seen this guy carve people up when he's had time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the most accurate deep ball passes in the NFL in his rookie season.
He had that moniker for 3 years straight.
Facts. With the worst O-line in the league.
So,
Yeah, nah, you're right. Cause with the
Dog
Garrett,
said
the
deep
Garrett,
balls is crazy work.
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, but we
But
finally have a deep threat now. Like,
but I mean, we've had deep threats. Don't get it twisted. Slayton has always been a deep threat, and Hyatt was a deep threat last year.
Can he catch
We
the
haven't
big
had.
ball? You know,
Yeah, we
Slate
have.
reminds me of that movie with the black dude from Mad TV who put the goop on his glove.
Yeah, the replacements.
Yes.
But the thing is, we haven't had a receiver that you had to respect when it comes to route
Yeah.
running, literally.
That's the key. Route running.
And that's what Malik Neighbors is going to bring. Is he going to be a megastar his rookie year? You can't say no because people like Justin
I
Jefferson
think
came out,
he's
Jamar
gotta
Chase have
be-
came
He's
out.
got to be favored to win Rookie of the Year because
He's
all
already
these
a star.
QBs are going to struggle.
This is why the Giants are getting a lot of the hate that they're getting from the media outlets now, because they were expecting them to do the dumb thing and go get a quarterback at 6 or trade up and get a quarterback. They didn't. They in turn went and got one of the best wide receivers in the nation. Now, the guy that they've been throwing shade at and talking crap about for the past 6 seasons actually has somebody that you have to respect when he's running routes. Now they worried about having to eat crow. So they're piling it on thick, hoping that they can break DJ's will. He can come out here and be some shit when he step on the field. But I think it's going to be the opposite. I think he's going to shut a lot of people up, a lot of these Twitter finger guys and, fake fans who say they're fans but not really fans, and it's going to be the Big Blue, the greatest show on turf, Big Blue edition. I'm telling you.
And
10
absolutely,
wins. 10 wins. I think we can get 10 wins. I'm
I
putting my
think we
nuts
can
on the
too.
table. We're going to get 10 wins at least.
I think so too, because man, if this offensive line guys can just be 18th, 19th, 20th, I think we got a lot of weapons on this team.
One against Dallas. Give me one.
Yeah, give me one win against Dallas and let us beat Philadelphia again. I want to beat Philly twice. I want to beat Philly twice.
Yeah,
Oh, so do I.
I'm
Nick
so
Sirianni,
sick of Philadelphia right now.
Bro, I want to fight Nick Sirianni. Big Lou can train me. I want to meet Nick Sirianni in the octagon or the boxing ring. I want to beat his ass so bad. I can't stand that dude. He's got the most punchable face.
Yes, he
in
does.
the
Yes, he
goddamn-
does.
I've seen any coach. He is not.
Remind you of one of them yuppies you went to school with or you knew from around, yeah.
I'm just saying, you don't see McCarthy behaving like that. You don't see Washington's coach. You don't see any coach behave like he does. He's the most obnoxious coach in the league.
And their players talk so much. Like, they got all
Yeah,
their players
they-
talking about
man.
Barkley this and Barkley that. And it's like, do y'all understand this dude was not our best player? And do you understand that as Eagle fans, you actually lost your best player, which was Travis Kelce?
Hey, and just for the
Jason
record, I would gladly train you to whoop Sirianni's ass.
But yeah, I mean, yeah.
Can't
I
stand that
just
team.
don't see it, NYG. If this offensive line gives any quarterback time that could get the ball to the receivers, I just think that quarterback will have a good year. I know he would throw over 20 touchdowns and he may get to 4,000 yards. And if
You got to think, what was the difference in 2019 when Daniel Jones, outside of Pat Shermer, who was the receivers?
shit, it was Slayton and
Yeah, you know what I'm
guy
talking
we
about.
got from Detroit.
They Golden Tate.
Yeah,
And
Golden
I put it
Tate.
out there on Twitter. Golden Tate, and Pat, you said it too. Golden Tate might have arguably been the best receiver Daniel Jones has played with.
That's a
And,
fact.
and he had that
That wasn't
one
even
year with
Brian
him
Tate
and
either.
with him and
And they got
Slayton.
rid of him.
And yeah, it was him and Slayton that one year that they played together. And Evan Ingram, he had a tight end too, even though he was dropping passes.
If a nigga couldn't
They-
catch a damn cold,
Oh,
that's
I get it,
Don't worry about it.
but he was
Oh, my
still a
God.
weapon out there on the field. So he had a marginal receiving core, and the offensive line was like
Trash.
I guess pretty much what it was, but he was able to do some things.
It's
And in
bum.
2022, they had that same kind of situation where it was marginal receivers, you know, Barkley was there and it was Jones. So again, he hasn't had a lot to work with, but in the 2 years that he had just a little smidget of a team and some
Yeah.
coaching, he was able to do some things. So
Shit,
that's
in
what
college it was the same thing.
you know what I
He
mean?
didn't have shit
Yeah,
to
he didn't
work
have
with.
anything in college.
Yeah,
You're right.
you can't name one player that was drafted from
No,
those teams
no,
Daniel
no,
Jones
no,
played
no,
with.
got drafted. In the it was just Jones. No one in his Duke graduating class got drafted.
I'm telling you, you can't name one player. If you're not looking on Google right now, you can't tell me one player that was
That's
on
facts,
Duke's
though.
team.
I can't even do it, yo.
And he had good games against Clemson. I had
He
Dexter
was probably
Lawrence and
starving too.
all
Yo,
those
yo,
dudes
bro,
on
the
there.
ACC. I'm from Syracuse, dude. The ACC is tough.
Yeah,
It's tougher than
tough,
people think. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm a Carolina fan, so yeah, I don't know.
Okay, actually, speaking of Syracuse, I want to give you a very hot take. I know I'm going to get crucified by everybody when I say this. And I'm biased because I'm from Syracuse, but don't be shocked when Tommy DeVito wins the number 2 spot.
I won't be shocked.
That's an unpopular opinion.
He didn't, yo.
Y'all
he
hit that
never
like
had
button.
offseason. Tommy DeVito didn't have an
Over Drew
offseason.
Lock.
Yeah.
Yes,
I like that take.
Drew Lock.
I like that take.
I
like
think
that
he beat Drew Lock.
I can see it happen.
Dude, Tommy DeVito won 3 games last year. Like, come
Think
on
about
now.
it though. Tommy DeVito is actually
Evan Ingram couldn't hold on to his own balls. I said
Played-
he was probably hungry like I am.
Tommy DeVito actually played in this system last year. And see, and this is the thing that I hate about Giants fans, some Giants fans anyway. It's like, y'all don't think any of our players can develop. It's like all the players, they're going to be the same guys they were last year. Like, none of them are going to get better. Like,
It doesn't make
No,
sense.
undrafted rookie who's never had no training camp or nothing and was just thrown out there.
yeah, it was a bad situation, and he played well. I get it. You have a good point,
I
Cage.
promise you. Like I said, like I saw him playing. In fact, I met the guy, but he never had players in Syracuse. Like, this is like the best team he's ever had around him, and like you just said, he's been the year in the system now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got that
Hey, Ghost
swagger.
Dog.
You talk about swagger, he's got it.
Ghost Dog. If he bring his ass to the tailgate cookout, I will fix him a plate.
Facts. Definitely get Tudo a plate.
That's
Gotta make
okay.
sure he don't smack
I see
nobody.
I see people in the chat. That is okay.
Tudo getting 2
That is
plates.
okay.
Fuck that.
Right. Keep him occupied. He might go out
But
there and tackle
regardless,
somebody.
though,
He said
we need
Tommy
to go in with
Pastrami.
3 QBs. We need
Tommy Pastrami. But yeah, I just don't see it, man. With DJ the way he's played, if he has some time with these receivers, I don't see people stopping Neighbors, Hyatt, Slayton, Wandale Robinson, Theo Johnson, Tracy. I don't see people stopping them consistently like that. I just don't see it. I don't see how you can do it if he has time because they're too fast. Unless you got somebody that could just hold Hyatt at the line of scrimmage all day because they're that strong, like a Darrell Reeves type strong, which I believe this is a hot take too. It may be an unpopular opinion. I'm going to steal my brother's shit real quick.
Y'all hit that like button.
Let's go.
I think they should use Hyatt the way that they use Tyreek Hill over there in Miami.
That's interesting.
When you look at Miami's film, they always have
Him in motion.
Tyreek Hill in motion.
Yep.
To where he can get that running head start.
That free release off the line of scrimmage.
And he has a free release every time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why
exactly where you going with that. Yep.
November 3rd, the Big Blue Crew Sports Network will be tailgating and cooking out live at the Giants versus the Condoms. I mean, the Deadskins. I mean, the Foreskins. I mean, the Commanders on November 3rd. So make your way out there, Tudo. Ghost Dog is going to try to come. Jose Rosario said he's coming. Of course, myself, Unpopular Opinion Sports, Big Pat, E, Man Cave, Wales, Coach Ed and the Big Blue crew will be out there in force November 3rd at MetLife Stadium. So tailgating live on YouTube, cooking, chilling, relaxing. Make your way out there, man. And come
I'm
chill.
hoping the Giants make the playoffs, and I want to try to go to that playoff game like I did in Philadelphia. So that's what I'm holding out for. I'm not buying any tickets to the Giants this.
No. We're tailgating. We're gonna be outside chilling live on YouTube, cooking out. I got tents. You know what I'm saying?
That's gonna be a good time. I wish I could be there.
Get like 5 parking spots, 4 or 5 parking spots, and just set up shop and chill.
Okay. I'll tune in. I'll definitely tune in.
More than likely, we'll head back to the Airbnb and call the game live on the channel. Unless you want to tailgate the whole game out there, I don't know. But
it depends on what time the game starts.
You don't want to get stuck
on
there.
what time the game starts. Is it an early game?
I think it starts at 12.
It's on 1 o'clock, yeah.
1 o'clock game.
So we will have to leave at 12 because all that, you're going to get into all that traffic and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, I'm going to stay live there. Y'all can go back to the Airbnb, you know what I'm saying? And
I was actually going to go into the game.
Well, you can go in the game. Y'all do what y'all want. I'm going to be in the parking lot chilling, blazing, cooking, eating. I
ain't going to lie. I'm going to try to get into the game, too, because I ain't never been to a game at MetLife.
I got a projector.
Oh,
yeah, you got to go.
Canvas. I'm going to put the game on the projector.
There's not a bad seat in that house, bro. You can see no matter where you sit at MetLife, you can see the whole field.
It's dope.
Very nice
you get that all 22. You know what I'm saying? You're going to feel like a coach out there because that's how I felt. It's like, you see? He's open.
But my take with the Hyatt thing, I don't know if you guys have watched Miami Dolphins film. I have. Because I do believe you can use him in that Tyreek Hill type role. Because Tyreek Hill is really not routing people up like that out there. They're getting him to spots on the field because he's so fucking fast that if you can't put hands on him, he's gonna get to that spot. Yeah. Just like they did.
I'm not inviting Roach Dave to them. Sorry.
Yeah, just like they did against us. They kept putting him in motion. And Tua, with his weak arm, he does have a weak arm. I don't care what nobody says. He's able to hit Tyreek Hill in those spots, pause. And it gets him the ball, and he's just too fast. And I think Hyatt has that game-breaking speed. He might not be as fast as Tyreek Hill, but I know he's not far off.
Like he's pretty close. Like he's pretty close.
My nephews are sleeping. Your nephews are sleeping. I said my nephews. Jesus Christ.
Yo, Pat. I was gonna say to add to what you're saying. I'm whole different animal, but in the same vibe though. Remember Mario Manningham?
Mm-hmm.
Mario Manningham. We drafted him in 2009 in the 3rd round, and then we drafted Hakeem Nicks the next year.
Good point.
So Hyatt can, we can see that a Knicks Manningham dynamic.
Yeah.
With with Neighbors and Hyatt.
And you might have your Cruz and Wandell, that quick shifty route runner type dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I really think those 3 guys can develop to turn into something special. To be honest with you,
that was probably the best wide receiver group we ever had.
As a collective.
As a collective, yes.
Yeah, I think so. Definitely.
As a collective, yeah. I mean, you really, yeah. I think Plaxico Burress, Tuma, and Steve Smith was pretty dope too.
Was dope.
Yeah, that was good, but
they only had really one solid year.
Yeah,
Nix and Cruz, they was doing it for a good 3 years.
2-3 years straight.
Salsa, papi. That salsa, you heard?
But I'm really thinking you can use him in that role because it allows him to get off the line of scrimmage and not have hands put on him, because we all know that he is very weak in that area as far as getting off the line of scrimmage. But if you're using him in that capacity, you don't know where the hell he's going now, because now you can't put hands on him, and he's shifty enough to get in those spots and make those catches. I'm telling you. I think you can use him in that role. You can use Malik Neighbors in that role when you're not using Hyatt in that role, because Malik Neighbors could do the same thing.
here's my question though, Pat. Is it Kafka
Rashad,
or is it Dable? Who is going to be the
Rashad
one
said
that can
Plaxico,
design
Shockley,
a
Tuma, and
play like
Smith.
that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
would go
Like
too.
is it yeah? Is it Kafka? Because I'm hearing Dable's going to be calling the plays.
Yeah, he said he
That's
was
what I'm
calling.
hearing too. Dabo's gonna be calling the
So
plays. So
so is Dable's play calling more likely to do something like that, or is Kafka's? Because I remember Kafka using Tyreek Hill, or he's from that system where Tyreek Hill came from in Kansas City.
it'll be Kafka uses the motion
That
more than what
motion, right?
Dabo
That's
does.
what I'm
Yeah, for
thinking. But if
sure.
Dable's calling the plays, you see what
Yeah,
I'm
but it
saying?
plays that Kafka's helping to design.
And
Remember,
that's what I'm trying to figure out. Where's
his
that? How is
thing
that
with
dynamic
Kansas
right
City
now?
was he was part of the pass play designing. So, he's probably gonna go back to more of that type of role since he did so poorly at play calling, and probably just learn play calling on the job under Dable while still
Yeah.
working in the scheme capacity of designing play passing schemes.
Let's
Okay.
talk about this real quick.
Nah,
We're gonna go about 30 more minutes. How the hell is Dabo's job on the line?
bro, stability. If you want stability in his organization, come in.
That's true too, but based on his coaching performance, how the hell is his job on the line? His very first year, he took you to the playoffs that nobody
And
thought
what
that we would make the playoffs that year. And then his second year, yeah, we went 6-11, but you do know that every one of his main people were hurt. His quarterback got hurt. His best offensive lineman got hurt. Second best offensive lineman got hurt. Running back got hurt. Receivers were hurt. Defenders were hurt. And guess
Talleyrand,
what? Thank you, Talleyrand. I'm going to read that in a second. And then, second of all, if we make a field goal against the Jets, if we can score one touchdown on the 1 yard line against the Bills, and if we could complete a 2-point conversion against the Rams, do you know we would have been 9-8 even though all that bullshit happened?
Unless we win like less than 4 games, he's not losing.
Yeah.
If he loses the locker room and loses like more like we win 4 games, then yeah, but I don't think his job's on the line.
Let me read this real quick. Tally, he says, nobody knocks out A.J. Brown, and Belton said, oh, yeah, let me put you to sleep for a few days. Belton started in only 2 games and had 2 interceptions. That's a fact. People shit on him, too. What's going on, E? But
Yo, what up, everybody?
What's good,
I just
bro?
need people to really sit here and explain that to me. How does a coach?
Oh my God!
How does a coach in 2 years, and one of those years being a playoff game, and winning a playoff game at that? Not only did he not make the playoff, he won a playoff game, and then the next year he goes 60-11 with a slew of injuries to the whole team, and they still were competitive throughout the whole year. How's his job on the line?
Yeah. The only thing I will say about that is if it starts to kind of come off the rails here again, like it kind of did last year before they kind of got it back together, it could get a little sticky. But I do think Shane and Dable are a kind of a
Lockstep.
deal here.
Yeah.
And no indication gives me that Shane's job is on the line, so I don't see him firing Brian Dable unless the
think-
Giants just have a terrible season. I mean, it's got to be bad.
I think
Yeah.
they've made enough smart moves, business-wise, financially, fixing the cap, bringing players in that make a difference, and
But that's
and building
Shane,
a
though.
roster.
The result on the
Building-
field is Dable. That's
No,
Dable's.
no.
That's on
But
Dable.
what I'm saying
you know?
is, I think that they've done enough just in that capacity that's not even a question about his job being on the line. The only way I could see that happening is if we came out and just straight shitted on the field and went like 0-6 or some shit like that and just looked
Yeah,
completely
that's what I'm
incompetent.
saying. Mhm.
Other than that, like, nah, he's good, bro. They knew what they hired them to do, rebuild this shithole that we had. And it takes some time. Yeah, we came out the gate, went 9-7, won a playoff game, but they knew that it was gonna take some time. And I think Mara and Tish finally came to the conclusion that this rotating coaches and managers like this ain't helping. We need to
Yes.
get some consistency, stick to the script. It's worked for the Steelers. It's worked for organizations like us who have been here for 100 years now. Let's get back to what works business wise. Let's build some consistency and let's start to progress towards sustained success. And I think that that's what we're seeing. And some people from this microwave generation don't have patience. And I
Look
don't
at
think
the Jets.
job is in jeopardy at all. Huh?
Look at the New York Jets.
Yeah. Good point.
That's a fact. The Jets fire their coach every other year.
Every
And have they gotten to the Super Bowl with all that talent? No, because you keep firing coach after coach after coach. That's a culture change every time you do that. People don't understand that. I keep trying to tell people just think this shit is Madden. You can go fire wherever coach you want to. That team's still gonna do good, regardless of whatever, because everybody's rated a 99. But
What up, E? What that culo?
Yo, what's good with you guys, man? Thank you for allowing me to join in. You know, I've just been pissed off the last 36 hours, but it's all right. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't believe I just watched the NBA draft without an NBA draft. Like, I didn't know the NBA draft was this fucking boring, was that whack. And just, I remember the days, man, it was in Madison Square Garden and it was all good. You know what I mean? People walking up. Oh, man. Yo, did y'all know that the Knicks traded their number 26 pick for 5 second-round picks from 2025 to 2027?
No, I didn't catch that, but I saw OG
oh man, you can't complain, man. Y'all brought back OG and everybody.
Nah. I'm not complaining. I'm saying I never seen a draft this boring.
Yeah, the NBA draft.
I've never seen it. Yeah, well, when we were younger, it wasn't boring.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's not like it was when it was.
Yeah.
All them,
Yeah.
We don't cover it, sir.
Right. NBA draft been boring for years, bro.
I just didn't know that you could do, certain things anymore, bro. I've never seen nobody trade a 1 first-round pick for 5 second-round picks for the next 3 years from somebody. I ain't never seen that before. But what is going to be interesting is to see the Lakers draft Bronny James in the second round tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. And it's very unfair, by the way. Let's get this out there. It is very unfair. You don't think he's going to actually play?
Honestly,
I don't think he probably. I don't know if he wants to play with his dad. Like I question that. I question like what that dude wants. I put a video out earlier about that.
So the second round of the draft is tomorrow.
Yeah,
they
it's
split
tomorrow.
it up into 2 days. They try to be like the NFL, but it ain't working.
Torture.
Yeah,
Torture.
It's pretty bad. This draft is trash.
All right, Tudo, you have a good night, bro. Be safe out there in Italy,
Peace, Tudo.
salute.
But we was talking about this earlier. There's been reports out. I don't know if you've seen them that the New York Giants have failed this offseason at building anything good with this team with the moves that we made.
Some people just hate it, man.
Yeah, I want you to speak on that for a second for us.
Can we discuss who actually put that report out, or these is just rumorville?
No, it's Bleacher Report is put it out. I forgot that other PFF has put it out. A lot of people have put it out that we one of the failures of the offseason this year.
Okay, so let's look at it from a subjective standpoint, right? Because we in here think too much, so I don't want us to start thinking. Let's just be them for a moment. Well, the Giants had needs, right?
I'm a
The
thinker.
Giants,
I can't
yeah,
stop
we have to, Lou, or we'll say something that will be
because I
right.
can't stop thinking. Sorry,
I
have
know.
a brain.
I know,
You know.
but it's
Original
you know what
computer.
I mean, though. I know, bro, but you know what I mean. Let me get through this really quick. Pause.
Pause.
So let's talk about the needs, right, of what the football team needed. we went out and got possibly the number one free agent on the market in Brian Burns as a pass rusher, right?
Mm-hmm.
We drafted the number one safety on many people's boards, right? In the
Mm-hmm.
draft. We drafted arguably the number one or number two, this depending on the kind of wide receiver you like in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
We also got the number 1 to 5 best tight end prospect in the draft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see, I gotta go a little further.
Oh,
Pause. So,
we have last year's number one center.
right. So we got last year's number one center starting. We also went out and got 2 top offensive linemen at the guard and right tackle position, right? In Illuminor and John Runyon Jr., right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year's number one cornerback.
We developed Jason Pinnock, Dane Belton, and Cordell Flott to the point where all we wanted to do is draft a slot cornerback in Drew Phillips, right?
Mm-hmm.
We retained Isaiah Simmons. We also went out and got the number one middle linebacker in the NFC East, period, in Bobby Okereke, right?
Mm-hmm.
We also have developed Wandale Robinson. We went out and got one of the top 10 wide receivers from last year who will be starting this year in Jalen Hyatt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't name anything under top 10 when it came to the draft, and I didn't name anything under top 5 when it came to free agency. Yeah, we made a mistake. We did too goddamn well.
But we still got Daniel Jones, so that trumps it.
Yeah, so that
Ace
right
it
there is
all.
what we
Yeah,
thought.
that's just the.
All the zero in on.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
I don't
Yes,
blame.
brother.
You know what I'm saying? But you did so well that you got to get a yeet.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, that
Thank
was well
you.
said. That was well
Like
said.
I just don't understand the thinking.
So no, listen.
Right.
That coincides with what I've been saying for the duration of the show. That this year you are going to see the greatest show on turf, Big Blue version.
You know what? I ain't never run, and I ain't picked today to start. I'm with it.
I'm
I'm with
telling you, man, if
I'm
you
with
give
it.
that
I'm
man
with it.
time, it's gonna be a problem. If you give any quarterback we put back that time with these guys on the field, it's gonna be a problem, man.
They're gonna
Unless
get open.
our play
B.
calling
And you
is
know, bro,
absolute
from a wide
trash.
receiver standpoint, they're gonna get
Let's
open.
look at it. Let's look at it. It was Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, and
Isaiah Hakeem, Ricky
Aziz
Pro.
Hakeem.
And you know what's crazy? We got depth at the wide receiver position too. You got Slayton. You got Hodgins. You got what's that other cat?
Allen Robinson just
Allen
got here.
Robinson, Ford Wheaton. You got
Right.
You got
Isaiah
Isaiah
McKenzie.
McKenzie,
Yeah, somebody
and they talking about that Asante kid is
Yeah,
acting up out there.
is acting
They
up.
talking
Yeah.
about him for real.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be on the practice squad at the very least. But I think he actually has a chance to be on that field too.
Like he takes somebody's job like Hodgins.
Yeah.
No, I think he's too small. I think he's too small. I think he's going to put McKenzie on the back burner. I think he'll put McKenzie on the back burner.
One of them is going to the practice squad.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. It's either going to be McKenzie or it's going to be
Probably
him.
gonna be at least two of them. Because
And
remember, you got to factor in Gunnar Olowinski too.
yeah, he's the punt returner. He's making the team.
Yeah, but he's a wide receiver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he's a punt returner, so his spot is special teams locked up. He's that extra 3 from 53. He ain't got to
I
worry
know.
about it.
How many receivers do you think we keep? I know we're gonna keep
I
at
think
least
we
7.
keep, yeah, we're going to keep at least 7.
I was
And
gonna
out
say
of those 7, Hyatt, Slayton, Neighbors, Wandale Robinson, uh, Hodgins more than likely is gonna make it. Those 5 are already locked up. Now you got Bryce Ford Wheaton, the 2 undrafted free agents, McKenzie, and
Mm-hmm.
who else am I forgetting?
Allen Robinson.
And Allen Robinson fighting for like 2 receiver spots, bro. Like that's a good problem to have, I guess. You know what I'm saying? We haven't
That's
had
more
that
than a
problem.
good problem. We
Yeah,
ain't never have a problem with selecting the wide receivers in the past 7 years because we ain't have many of them. Even when
oh,
Odell Beckham was here, we
Tony.
still knew who the wide receivers was going to be.
We fucked up with Tony though.
I said
Did
that shit
we?
on draft day.
Yes.
And Jerry is Prony, Lil Hammy.
I
Yeah.
think Kadarius Toney was a panic reach pick because we didn't get Devontae
Yeah.
Smith.
That was a
And
Don't
Joe,
Tony
forget,
Jones decision because
we
he's
have
a
a we
yeah,
have
big
our
back.
tight ends, and I think Tyrone Tracy will be part of the receiving game too in some plays for the
but
screen.
he's gonna be fighting for the number 2 running back position. I think
Yeah.
it's between him and
That's
Eric
a
Gray.
fact.
But he plays wide receiver. He played wide receiver and
Yes, he
running back.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. We got so many people that can play different roles, bro. Because
Yeah.
Wandale Robinson played running back in college. You could put him at running back. You could put Tracy at running back or receiver. You see what I'm saying? It's and man, it's crazy, bro. I just think if this offensive line blocks, man, the sky's the limit. And I don't mean they have to be the number 1 ranked offensive line in the league. Just be top
No.
20.
Overall. If they could be
Yeah.
19 overall, we kicking ass.
Facts. Just be top 20. Because those times that you do give up pressure and Daniel Jones is confident, he's gonna get out of there.
He out. He running.
You seen when Bobby O, when they played the Colts that year, was coming in there scot-free and Daniel Jones was taking off on their ass. He ran past Brian Burns a couple of times in the Panthers game when he was confident.
Right. And the thing about it is the fact that he'll be more confident being blocked, he'll make better decisions running
Facts.
because you're not going to panic run. You're going to strategically run. You're going to see you're going to see the field differently because they're creating lanes for you to see. So you're going to be confident in your runs. So you're going to take less hits. You're going to be able to be non-contacted or run out of bounds.
That is exactly why I'm saying it's going to be the greatest show on turf, Big Blue version. Simply because he don't have to roll out immediately because of pressure and panic and try to force the ball to whoever he sees first. Now he can actually step back, survey the field without worrying about being sacked immediately and find a fucking ideal target. And that is going to make him go to the next level that everybody's been saying for years. Oh, we need to see him take the team to the next level. We need to see him. Well, if you have time and you're not like, hi, oh, shit, then you can actually go back and say, oh, got him. You see what I'm saying? But he hasn't had that luxury that most NFL quarterbacks have, unfortunately. So now, if this offensive line is at least 19th overall, and buys him 3 seconds. It's all we asking, 3 seconds, because God knows we wasn't getting 2.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? So, like, 1 more second, so that he can actually go left to right and see somebody. I think because of that very fact, that's why I believe that he can actually be an elite quarterback this year and shut everybody up. And I wasn't a big DJ fan when we drafted him or none of that, but after so much hate I've seen this man go through, like, I want him to come out here and stomp that ass. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't care what the stats look like. I just want the W. I just want the W.
Facts.
I'm not a Daniel Jones fan, but I get more hate or just as much hate as he does. Cause anytime you talk about this guy and you're not like outright bashing this dude, then you're some kind of supporter or lawyer or what, all kind of stuff. So it's, to me, yeah, I want to see Daniel Jones succeed because I'm a Giants fan, but I really want to see him succeed so I can talk shit.
Facts. Facts. If this man throws for 30 touchdowns, Twitter will never hear the end of it, bro.
And hold on.
Oh,
And Pat,
man.
that means he's going to earn playing in his third year in his contract. Do you know how he is going to be the topic of lunch, dinner? Somebody's divorcing. They're going to go to court. Somebody going to be like, you know what? I'm filing for a divorce. Somebody going to look over and go, why? Daniel Jones. Somebody's going to get divorced because of him. Yo, I'm telling you, he better not come out here and act up.
Do you know if this man messes around and makes a Pro Bowl?
Man.
Oh, my God.
If he throws for 4,000 yards?
Oh, man.
Because that's all they care about, the yards and the touchdowns. If he throws for 4,000 yards and about 25 touchdowns,
they're
my
not going to give DJ
God.
credit. They're just going to say, "Oh, it was all neighbors. It was all neighbors. It was all." That's what
I know.
Already there.
I can tell you everything that they're going to say immediately.
They still don't want to give Eli Manning his credit. Oh, he finished 500 overall. Who gives a shit about him finishing 500 overall?
Hey, man, 2 Super Bowls against the GOAT.
First of all,
he finished his career higher than John Elway. He was 7th overall in passing yards, 6th overall in touchdowns. Like, you know what I'm saying?
you
Like,
know he's still top 10 in all those categories right now.
and he
still
did
top
top 10
10.
GOAT twice. The greatest head coach of all time, supposedly, and the greatest quarterback of all time, supposedly. You know what I'm saying? Against the undefeated 18-0 best team in football
But
of all time.
his best attribute wasn't a stat. And that's why I be trying to make people understand. His best attribute was his clutch play.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
he was smart as shit. He knew where to go with the ball just about every time. He was one of the smartest dudes before the snap.
And they still don't want to give him his props. So
we had a saying in New York.
if DJ gets
All we gotta do is get the ball back.
huh?
Yeah.
Remember, that was our saying when Eli Manning had the football.
Yep. Just get him
All
the
we
ball
gotta
back.
do is just get him the ball back. That was an actual saying. Well, New York fans know if Eli Manning gets the ball back, he's got a chance. That's Carl Banks on the telestream.
Yep,
Everybody
that's a fact.
knew. And that was a thing.
And he
Especially
did it late in his
2011.
career.
Especially
20
2011.
He was
Oh my
amazing
God!
in
All
2011.
we wanted for him was to get the ball back. That's
He
all
had
we
like
needed.
What did he
8
have?
game-winning drives in that game.
Oh, whoa,
that
hold
season.
up. What did you say though? Hold up. Say that again. 8 what?
Comebacks.
Yeah, come back.
No, you said something else. 8
Oh, game-winning drives.
winning drives. Is that a quarterback stat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put that in the quarterback.
Yeah, that's a
Thank
stat,
you.
bro.
Thank you, bro. Because I've been going
Yes.
at it with these dudes that's telling me, oh, it's not a quarterback stat.
Oh, I guess it's Daniel Jones.
Because
They say
Daniel
that
Jones
Mahomes
had
all day.
5 of them in 2022.
Yo, and I saw that NYG because I commented on that and said,
Yeah, me
I
too.
cannot believe that this is a real thing right here.
And
So they
not
took away from him that in all of those comeback wins,
not
how
only-
efficient he was.
not only the game-winning drives, but the 6 comeback wins.
Nah, they said because he only averaged 16 yards a drive. And I said, what
Per
if the
pass.
drive started on the 30 and he got 16 yards? You see how stupid that is?
People retarded, man.
Oh, because Saquon Barkley in those 6 comeback wins ran
Ran it in
for
from
this
the
amount of
1 yard
rushes
line.
and ran. Come on, man. Come on.
They
Oh,
just,
Saquon Barkley had
Vegas,
3 touchdowns. You know they were all from the 1 yard line, right?
Las Vegas just cares about their goddamn fantasy football stats and everything. You know, that's what drives
Yeah,
Vegas.
that's
Money.
it.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I don't get into that shit, bro. Because
Me neither. Me
fantasy
neither.
Fandom
football
is
kind of
trash.
ruined football. You know what I'm saying? In a way, you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
I really
because
don't get into it.
listen, I'm gonna say this. We're gonna wrap it up here soon, but I'm gonna say this.
I wrap it up
There's
every
two
time. Pause.
the hell. There's 2 things that the NFL does to make it to where a novice can talk like in absolutes. One is fantasy football. People talk like they know what really go on in football because the guys put up stats and they're number 1 in fantasy. Oh, this guy is great because he has great fantasy numbers.
Right.
Find out why. Find out why he had those fantasy numbers, nigga. Second, the NFL props up the quarterback because they know that is the position that everybody relates to the most. That's why they paid them the most. That's why they're hyped up the most to be the face of the franchise. Let's be real. As good as Matthew Stafford played, he's nowhere near the guy that Andrew Darnold meant to that franchise. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
I mean, I say Andrew Darnold, but Aaron Darnold.
Aaron Donald, yeah.
Aaron Donald should have a $50 million a year contract. He should be paid right up there with Trevor Lawrence and them because he meant everything to that franchise. Ray Lewis meant more to that franchise than any quarterback in the league. And if Joe Flacco was playing right now, Ray Lewis was playing right now, and they both were playing good, guess who's going to get more money? Joe Flacco. We all know that's bullshit. Ray Lewis was the heart and soul of that Ravens team. And then behind him was Ed Reed. Behind him was Ed Reed. So don't get it twisted. These people think that the quarterback is everything because they're novices. I hate to say it that way, but you're a novice of the game. That's why you put the quarterback above everything else. Oh, if we get a good quarterback, everything will just be fine.
There's people who watch football. There's people who watch the quarterback throw the ball.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I tell people that dumb shit makes no sense because you have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all fucking time, Dan Marino, who held every quarterback record there was at one time by himself. Okay, the guys, Eli Manning, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Brett Favre, those guys were chasing Dan Marino's records.
Yep.
Drew Brees, all of them, they all were chasing Dan Marino's records. And guess what? He never got a Super Bowl ring. So by that logic, that makes no sense. All we got to do is get a quarterback and we'll
No, with a shorter schedule. No, he didn't have a Jerry Rice.
Yeah, Dan Marino was the shit. If they actually put some stuff around Dan Marino, you put Dan Marino on those Patriots teams. I guarantee you they get just as many Super Bowls, probably more.
They ran the ball during that era in the 80s, in the early 90s. They ran the ball.
He had the Duper twins. He had the little 2.58 receivers out there, and he threw for 5,000 yards back then. You know how hard that was? That was the only guy that carved up that 85 Bears defense. He was the only one that beat him. That's how good Dan Marino was. But guess what? His team wasn't good enough to beat other good teams.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the greatest quarterback that won a Super Bowl without even having to be a great quarterback. Was his name not Trent Edwards? What was his name?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Trent Dilfer for the Ravens, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about
what did Trent Dilfer do in his life? He's never even going to be remembered unless you say that. I bet you right now, if you ask anybody 21 and under who Trent Dilfer is, they won't know who the hell you're talking about.
That is horrible.
That's a fact.
Yeah, nah, he's right.
That was
Brad Johnson.
The greatest defense next to the Chicago Bears.
Right.
Dude, you
don't know who these dudes are.
You got dudes like Stan Humphries that made it to the Super Bowl when they got beat by the 49ers. Who the hell is Stan Humphries?
Where's Jake Delhomme at?
Facts. Where's Neil O'Donnell? Do you remember Neil O'Donnell?
Yeah.
What did he do to get to a Super Bowl? I'm gonna tell you
Steelers
this.
quarterback, right? Steelers
I'm gonna
quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you this. It's a quarterback in the Hall of Fame right now that has 3 rings. And his name is Troy Aikman, and he barely threw for over 2,000 yards in his career in a
Had so
season.
many concussions.
Go
We
look
did
up
that,
Troy
by the way.
Aikman's stats. Go look up Troy Aikman's stats. I think he threw for over 3,000 yards
Tony
one
Romo
time in
broke
his
all his
career.
records. Tony Romo broke all his records.
You know how he broke
Because
all
his
his
record
records? Because
wasn't, it
Troy
wasn't
Aikman
up.
didn't have shit.
He didn't have shit, right? He was
But
he was a wonderful piece to a well balanced breakfast. He was the
I tell
orange
you what
juice
he
on the
did
table
have.
after
I
you
tell,
get
I tell
right.
you what he did have. The best offensive line probably ever
and
assembled.
that's what all their quarterbacks is like that. Now that you say that, but all what they always have a good offensive line. They always have a good
Man, do
offensive
you
line.
know Troy Aikman played with a offensive line with straight Hall of Famers?
Yep.
Just about. If Eric
They
Williams
had an
didn't die in that
offensive line
car accident,
in the 70s too, didn't they? When they
yeah,
won.
he
Dude,
had
the worst part of my childhood.
man.
was that
Troy
goddamn
Aikman had Jay Novacek, nice. Moose Johnson at fullback, Hall of Famer. Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer. I think 3 of the 5 offensive linemen were Hall of Famers. Michael Irvin, Hall of Famer. Alvin Harper, nice.
My hate for
You
the
see,
Cowboys stems from that dynasty.
yeah, you see how cold that team was, and then the defensive side of the ball: Ken Norton Jr., Haley, Deion Sanders, fucking Brown, the other corner, Darren Woodson. Like, good grief, how much, man? And this dude got 3 Super Bowls into the Hall of Fame, and nobody says a word how trash he really was.
And Deion Sanders was playing baseball too, and good at it.
Right, and still getting at
Good
it.
at it.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
That was a crazy time.
people don't understand football is a team sport. Terry Bradshaw got 4 rings. Was Terry Bradshaw cold out there like that?
With that defense, with the steel curtain, Jack Hamburg, Jack Lamb, you feel me? His wide receivers, Lynn Swan, Amar Rashad,
Blunt.
like his running back. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like he had those. That's when teams were teams, bro.
Max. The running backs that they had, Hall of Famers everywhere.
Hey, we won a Super Bowl with Hustler.
Guess
Guess
what?
who we had on that
Your
team?
defense. Look who we had on defense. Look at his running game. Look at his offensive line. Look at his tight end.
Facts.
Look what he had around him, where it made him a better quarterback.
Facts, bro.
And then he brought a different dynamic to the team because he was more mobile than Phil Simms. So he helped out his offense in the running game, which was already elite.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl.
Come on now. And not only did he win a Super Bowl, he won a motherfucking Super Bowl. He caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Facts. And then when he left that Eagles team and was stacked, what happened to Nick Foles?
We don't even know where the fuck he at right now.
We doing snow angels on him. That's what we was doing.
He said, what happened to Nick Foles?
We don't even know where he at right now. Nick Foles is working in Chick-fil-A in
And
Maryland.
he's got a statue. They built a statue for him.
Who was Brad Johnson before he won that Super Bowl with the Buccaneers and got on that team? Who was Brad Johnson?
The son of a hot dog connoisseur.
And they didn't even give the right guy the credit for that Super Bowl because it damn sure wasn't fuckhead. That was Tony Dungy's team.
Oh, you talking about the head coach John Gruden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who the fuck was Trent Dilfer before he got on that Ravens team?
We know who Trent Dilfer was. Threatened. Don't fuck it up.
And then
He was threatened.
For all these people talk about all these super elite quarterbacks of right now, why ain't none of these niggas able to beat Patrick Mahomes? None of them. The only person that beat Patrick Mahomes was Tom Brady.
Twice.
And what's
Fact.
crazy to me, right, is this man has some of the greatest luck. If you just look at his Super Bowls,
Oh man.
it's just something when he's in the Super Bowl, you like, that really just happened for him. Please
Bro,
remember he was down by 14 points going into the fourth quarter versus the 49ers in his first one.
When he threw that pick against the 49ers coming out of halftime, that game should have been over.
Right.
They weren't doing nothing. But you want to know why he won his last Super Bowl? And he won a Super Bowl having at least air yards on his passes. So throwing a deep ball is not all what you're talking about. But
What was his yards in this Super Bowl? He wasn't over 250 in this one, right?
no, I'm talking about. I think he only had like a 5.6 or 6.5 yards per pass, and that's in this last season. But they went on to win the Super Bowl. But they had like Daniel Jones. He actually had a higher yards per pass than Patrick Mahomes. But Daniel Jones, we can't win unless we throw the deep ball. I mean,
Big Cat, you remember the Tuck rule, right? That was insane.
Yeah. But when he won the Super Bowl this year, guess who helped him in every playoff game, including the Super Bowl? That defense. In the regular season.
The defense, man. The defense.
Yep.
You want to know? You want to know how bad it could have got for the Chiefs last year if that defense wasn't playing out their fucking mind? Look at that Raiders game when they got their ass whooped by the Raiders, and the quarterback only completed one pass the whole second half, and they still beat the shit out of the Chiefs that game.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm rooting hard for the Raiders this year, man. I love Antonio Pierce.
I think he will have that defense together. They got to see what the quarterback gonna do.
And look what happened in the Super Bowl. Greenlaw gets hurt.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs took advantage of that shit like a motherfucker.
And then I don't know what the defensive coordinator was doing when he kept putting Fred Warner one-on-one with Kelsey. Why did you start doing that? I don't understand that part. And then I don't understand why did you try to get cute when you was running the ball over him all game. And then you started getting cute. But that defense kept them in the game the whole way. The niggas only had 3 points the first half. And then Mahomes came and threw a pick. It's the first drive in the second half. I was like, oh, yeah, it's on. The 49ers score right here is on. But guess what? That defense held them niggas.
Kyle Shanahan's cursed.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, they robbed. That call was horrible against McCaffrey. That call was bad. First quarter.
Pat, what you say? The 49ers, they haven't won since when?
94.
Damn.
They're 1 year behind Dallas.
They're just as
that's
bad
30
as Dallas.
years ago.
Yeah.
That's 30 years ago, bro.
And you know what's worse about them? They get further than Dallas. They get to the Super Bowls.
They get to the Super Bowl NFC championships every year. I'll be petrified as a damn 49ers fan. Them motherfuckers make it all the way to the NFC championship or the Super Bowl and lose.
How many Super Bowls have they lost in the last 15 years?
2.
2, right?
Yeah, the Ravens and the Chiefs. No, 3. The Ravens and the Chiefs.
And they lost to the Chiefs twice.
Yeah.
3.
They lost to the Chiefs twice.
Yeah, but you got to look at their division. Their division has been historically crappy for eons.
So they 6-0 damn near every year.
No, it hasn't.
Nah.
The Seahawks
have been solid.
The Seahawks, Arizona,
Rams have been solid.
The only one that's been
Cardinals
trash
have had
is Arizona.
Arizona's had a few years.
And they had a few good years.
And Fitzgerald.
Remember, Arizona made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they did.
So, I mean, it's just weird, man, how people just think.
Historically, y'all thinking of the last 10, 12 years. Outside of
the
that,
Seahawks were good
I
with
don't
Matt
think it
Hasselbeck
was.
back then.
Yeah, I don't think it's historically been bad. I think it's been solid.
You know, the
Yeah,
Rams had those years
Russell
with Kurt
Wilson was
Warner
at the
and them.
was with the Seahawks,
I remember.
okay.
You remember the
right?
Seahawks with
Matt
Matt Hasselbeck
Hasselbeck,
and
yeah.
Sean Alexander.
Sean
Yeah,
Alexander.
absolutely.
They went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Marshawn Lynch was there too with Hasselbeck.
they actually been to 3 Super Bowls the past maybe 20 years.
That division trash, bro.
They won 1 out of 3.
Yeah, they just lose when they make it to the big game. That's what they do.
Mhm. They would
All
have
of
2
them
in a
do it.
row if it would have been a Marshawn Lynch run.
And that's the difference between the NFC East and the other divisions. When the NFC East team makes the Super Bowl, it's a pretty good chance they're gonna win.
Yeah,
Outside of Philly.
yep.
And they
I'm
won
gonna
a 2 in the last 10. And they won a 2 in the last 10 years.
One.
Yeah.
But when the NFCs make it, they normally win the Super Bowl.
Normally win it, yeah.
I can't. We've lost 1. The Eagles have lost 1.
4. Eagles have lost 4.
Damn, they
Eagles
lost.
Yeah,
4
because
Super
they
Bowls?
made it with McNabb too. Yeah.
Oh
you're
yeah, that's right. They did make one with
Mhm.
McNabb.
With McNabb and T.O.
That's right. But I just don't understand these fans, man.
1-4 in the Super Bowls, or is it 1-3? Is it 1-3 or 1-4?
I know they're at
1 and
least 1 and
3.
2.
They 1 and 3. They went with McNabb and then they went with
Only the other time I think they made a Super Bowl
They
was
lost
with
with
Jaworski or
Hurts
something.
and then they lost.
Yeah, they lost with the 70s. They lost with McNabb, and they lost with Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ron Jaworski lost 1.
Yeah. So they're 1 and
So it's
3.
1 and
Yeah, they're 1
yeah.
and 3.
And that ugly ass uniform.
Yeah, those uniforms were
And-
terrible.
Ron Jaworski, their uniform was
God,
terrible.
yeah, it was
The
awful.
big ass silver wings on the helmet.
Man,
Ugly
awful.
ass shit.
With Vince Papali,
I think so.
Wasn't Herm Edwards on that team too?
Yeah.
Bum ass. We play the game to win. Shut the fuck up.
Damn.
yo, I'm about to go. I gotta go, fellas. I gotta.
Yeah, I'm about to close this out. Man, thank everybody for coming into the chat and looking at New York Giants full access with the Big Blue Crew. Nerd Cage in the building. Good to see you, brother. Glad you're doing okay, man. You know you're always welcome. I gotta get back on your channel, man. I love coming on your channel, Paul.
Yeah, I'll have the whole Big Blue Crew on Nerd Cage. We'll talk movies, video games, all that good pop culture, and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Coming in from the Shakedown crew. E's
Yes,
a brother,
sir.
Big Blue Crew. And we had a consistent 80 to 81 in the chat tonight. Thank you guys. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button before y'all leave. And any last word, fellas?
Make sure y'all
Nah,
tune
man.
for the Big Blue Lounge. Myself and Pat, more than likely NYG22, possibly Coach Ed and some of the other members of the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. Also Saturday Night Leather to the Face, Teofimo Lopez.
Wait, did you do the prediction yet? It's time to put my little $20 out.
No, I'm doing my prediction tomorrow.
All right, I'm gonna make sure I tune in and pencil that shit in. I'm tired of losing this money. Fuck
Man,
that.
what?
What? Yo, nah, not this time.
You can't
We
tell
gonna
me
send
nothing about it.
Yo, we gonna send a straight 20. And if y'all want to get in on this, pause. Y'all might want to handle that right now. Let's get the pot going so we can get this money. Let's get the pot going. E is 20 already a part of things. What? I'm never not going to listen to what this man has to say.
You just did. What are you talking about?
But
Didn't you say you giving the prediction tomorrow, right?
I said, don't tell me nothing about no money and no betting. And you was like, yeah, get the 20. We get the pot. Get the 20.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you. I apologize. There will be no betting, sports betting, or any line betting at all. That's just a disclaimer. We don't do bets. We don't know nothing about it.
there's a politician. Hey, shout out to Tyrone Hall in the chat, man. Thank you for tuning in. Hit that like and subscribe button for us. But man, until the next episode, which will be tomorrow on the Big Blue Lounge, we're gonna talk some more Giants football. Hopefully, everybody safe tonight and come back into the
Check
chat
out the
tomorrow
Blacktop
night.
podcast too, man.
Oh,
Just wanna
yeah, the
plug my
Blacktop
joint in there,
podcast.
man. For y'all basketball fans, man. Blacktop podcast Friday nights, 7:00. Bang bang. We're gonna talk all
Nick,
basketball,
Oh, yeah.
NBA draft, all that good stuff. Yeah.
yeah, Nick,
Oh yeah.
Knicks fans can feel a little bit better
Oh,
about
yeah.
themselves today. Somehow, some way, they signed OG Anunoby back. So man, y'all got a
Let's
stack
go.
roster this year,
Just
man.
one, Pat. Just one in my lifetime. Please, New York Knicks got to do it. They got to do it.
Man, the Knicks
Also,
ain't won
stay
shit
tuned.
since.
73.
You ain't got
Yeah.
you ain't got to start that, Pat.
Banner on my
You
wall.
don't got to start that, bro. Yeah.
Also, stay tuned for the breakdown. I'm gonna give a breakdown, early breakdown, because this fight isn't until August 3rd. But I'm gonna start diving into it and give you guys a breakdown
Terrence
on it.
Crawford,
Terrence Crawford and Madrimov. Terrence
Big
Crawford
Baby
moved up.
Miller, and Andrew Ruiz. Let's go.
He,
It's gonna be
he
a good.
moved
That's a
up
good card.
from 168 from super middleweight to 154 to fight Madrimov August 3rd, trying
Damn.
to solidify his spot in history. Terrence Crawford is doing big things. Also, Turkey Al-Sheikh, the big money cash cow, the prince in Riyadh, is in talks with Canelo versus Crawford over there at a
We
catchweight.
think that Henley saved boxing. He saved boxing for real.
So we might get a Crawford versus Canelo in November. So I'm gonna give a
Dang,
breakdown
that's
video
gonna
on
be crazy.
that. I'll be putting that video.
Dude, that's gonna be money.
That's gonna be
Yeah, that's gonna create
crazy.
so much money.
Yo, when's the next Shakur
What?
Stevenson fight?
Tank just came out and said he wants to fight Shakur, and there's talks of Tank versus Loma in October.
Loma.
So yeah,
Okay.
Bob Arum from Top Rank Promotions, the owner of Top Rank Promotions, Bob Arum. He is the guy who Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko, is fighting under his promotion, and we all know Tank and them. So Bob Arum is reaching out to try to make that fight, and Leonard Ellaby will more than likely take that because that is big money. That is a big draw.
Usyk vacated one of his belts for Joshua and Dubois to fight.
Yeah. Yep. So a lot of boxing news coming out. I'm gonna be making a lot of updates and boxing videos and insight, giving you guys a fighter's perspective on who's gonna win. So pay attention for that. Also, football is coming back around the corner. We're gonna try to get out there at least one of us, if not a couple of us, to what is that called? NYG? I forgot it. Nerd Cage
What?
Prediction Page.
Training camp?
Training camp.
Camp. Yeah.
Training camp.
Prediction
Okay.
Payne shirt. We're Rocky fans here. Get yourself a Nerd Cage Live prediction. Payne.
Yeah.
Clubber Lane. What's your prediction
Right.
for this fight, Clubber? Pain.
Right. Hey, come over here.
Hey, little lady,
man.
come over to my house and show you what a real man is like.
Yeah.
My shit was when
I
he
don't want no
said,
has been in my corner. Say something, Creed.
Yeah.
Say some Creed.
Say
Say
Creed.
something, Creed.
hey, look. Hey, Rocky, when he came back in the second fight, you ain't so bad. You ain't so bad. You ain't nothing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you heard the music after he said that?
Yeah.
The music was demonic after he
Right.
said that.
I tell you a part that nobody recognized when he was throwing them punches. He was like, and then in the ring, he was like, yeah, I got a lot of more. I got a lot of more. He was torturing.
I got a lot of more for you. Got a lot of more.
He's an animal. He'll knock you under the mud.
Yeah, stupid.
He was throwing hooks the whole fight.
You see what you did, Nerd Cage?
Man, we gotta
Bro,
get out
I
of here,
got
man.
merch to sell too, Pat. Come on.
You seen him how strong he is? You can't win.
You see
Yo,
him?
Nerd Cage showed his whole merch in like the past 2 minutes.
Yeah, bro.
We've been doing
Y'all
the
go cop some merch from Nerd Cage, man.
Yeah.
and we've been doing the commercial.
You just
Right.
gotta tour the store.
Don't tell RZA.
Yo,
Okay.
RZA gonna kill you.
But to the next episode, fellas, y'all know what it is, man. Welcome to the Gulag.
Looks like we got another one! On the ground! This is the Gulag. In here, you fight to win back your life. Gates!